Today's a WRAL weather alert day for two reasons. We have dangerous heat in our forecast again, and this time a level 2 risk for severe storms.
Drought gets worse. Why Raleigh water officials are making more changes to conservation and the neighboring counties also feeling the heat. Securing the win. The Carolina Hurricanes dominating the ice back at home in Game 5. A look at last night's win and when they are back on the ice to hopefully bring home the Stanley Cup. It's almost like you can still hear the chanting, "We want the cup, we want the cup." And just one more win to go for the Canes on to Game 6, and that will be Sunday night. But what a way to start this weekend. I mean, it's Friday. Happy Friday, everybody. Thanks for joining us. Let's get to meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner in the WRAL Severe Weather Center. The Caniacs survived the heat yesterday outside the watch parties, but the heat continues.
Oh, yeah, it was rough. But yeah, everybody held in there. It was so cool to see all the people packed in to all the watch parties. And of course, you know, the Lenovo Center as well. We're going to have the same issues today that we did yesterday. We're just going to bump it up a little bit. But the heat advisory could feel as hot as 109 this afternoon. And a level 2 risk means that we have a better chance of more widespread severe storms. We did have some severe thunderstorms yesterday. You can see that here on the map, just right at the beginning of the loop. So those were in the afternoon and evening. And our next weather maker already in view up to the north and west. And we're going to see those showers and thunderstorms beginning. But it may be fairly late. A couple of storms could start around 3 or 4 in the afternoon, but notice it still looks pretty quiet at around 5. In this case, it may be closer to dinner time before we see that wave of showers and thunderstorms developing. Right now, across our area, it is really warm and sticky. 78 is the temperature, and the dew point way up at 71, so you can almost swim through the air out there right now. Temperatures are in the upper 70s to right around 80 as you're heading out the door. And again, this afternoon, the heat index will be anywhere from 105 in Roxborough to 109 in Clinton and 108 right around the Triangle area. So just be careful out there. Actual temperature right around 102. And again, we'll have that late day chance for thunderstorms. We'll talk about whether or not this pattern carries into the weekend coming up. Renee?
Elizabeth, thank you. We have breaking news for you. A woman is hurt after she was hit by a car in Raleigh this morning. Kelsey Coffey is live at the scene on Carolina Pines Avenue in the WRAL Breaking News Tracker. And Kelsey, this crash happened just about an hour ago.
Yes, Renee, and that scene cleared just within the last 5 minutes here on Carolina Pines Avenue. Officers on scene say that that woman who was hit by a car, she's now facing non-life-threatening injuries. She's being treated right now at Wake Med, and police are still searching for the driver who hit her. So we'll be sure to keep you updated on the search for that driver. Kelsey Coffey, WRAL News, live in Raleigh.
Kelsey, thank you. A car ended up on its side after a crash this morning near NC State's campus. Look at this. The WRAL Breaking News Tracker was there around 3 in the morning at Varsity Drive and Fawcett Drive, which is right off Western Boulevard. Our crew saw NC State police conducting a field sobriety test on a driver. We're working to learn whether anyone was hurt. One more win away. The Canes are on the verge of clinching the Stanley Cup after a big win in Game 5 last night at Lenovo. The Vegas Golden Knights scored first, but then the Canes took over from there. Andrei Svechnikov had 2 power play goals to help his team to a 4-2 win. The Canes are on the brink of winning the Cup for the first time in 20 years. All eyes will be on Vegas on Sunday night, where a Canes win would seal the deal. WRAL's Ali Calabar is live outside Lenovo Center this morning. Ali, it's certainly quiet there now, but we know the energy there last night was electric.
Yeah, I can still feel the energy here. I know it's quiet, but yes, there's so much energy here. So many excited, happy Caniacs with that win. This is the closest they've been to a Stanley Cup in decades. And look at all those flags behind me. You can see them. Just one more left. Watch the moments shortly after the Canes won Game 5 and fans realized they are a win away from the Cup. Oh, all that cheering makes you feel so excited. Look at all that towel waving as well. Caniacs of all ages celebrated another big win last night. The 15th warning flag is now up, and the Canes are leading the Stanley Cup Final 3-2 against the Vegas Golden Knights. Fans tell us that they have faith their team will take home the cup this weekend.
I feel great. I think we can do it in 6. I think it's great for the city. I've been a lifelong Canes fan. I'm just excited to see us bring the cup home.
Oh, aren't we all so excited to bring that cup home? Game 6 is Sunday. Puck drops at 6 o'clock, and it is in Vegas, so those Lenovo Center watch party tickets go on sale today. Reporting live at Lenovo Center, Ali Kadlabar, WRAL News.
They will go quickly, no doubt. After winning Game 5 last night at Lenovo Center, Game 6 will be Sunday night in Las Vegas. If a Game 7 were to be needed, it would be back here in Raleigh on Wednesday. Coming up in the next 15 minutes, WRAL Sports' Chris Lee and Pat Welter catch up with the team about their mentality heading into the end of the series. Our dry conditions are still here. The drought is only getting worse. Some areas in Durham, Orange, and northern Wake counties are under an exceptional drought. Raleigh water officials are increasing their conservation enforcement efforts. Since April 20th, officials say they have issued 244 education letters, 10 official warnings, and they've recorded 350 violations related to water use rules. The city of Durham will move to stage 2 restrictions starting Monday. No spray irrigation will be allowed. Car washing is limited to compliant commercial facilities, and no new landscape exemption licenses will be issued. Stage 2 restrictions will remain in effect until both reservoirs return to full levels. We're going to need rain for that. It's going to be one of the busiest weekends Raleigh has seen in months. High school graduates and their families, World Cup watch parties, and of course, crowds of Caniacs all flocking to downtown Raleigh. And emergency crews have been positioned throughout those big event areas. They are equipped with heat safety training, and parking decks are staffed to help manage parking.
I got here at 2:50 when I was trying to find parking, so it was really bad. I thought I was going to miss it.
Graduations continue through the weekend. Organizers encourage people to park at decks and arrive early. The countdown to Team USA entering the World Cup is on. You can join in on the excitement tonight at American Tobacco Campus in Durham. A huge screen will be set up for fans to watch the World Cup. If you have plans to head to tonight's watch party, outside food and drink will not be allowed unless it's water. And there will be water refill stations to make sure that people can stay hydrated in this dangerous heat. The Durham-based company the company soccer.com is teaming up with Adidas to bring the World Cup live on the lawn. Walt Barron with American Tobacco Campus says when they were approached about hosting the watch party, it was a no-brainer.
We don't typically do these big watch parties on the lawn, but it's such an iconic Durham spot for a company founded in Durham, a huge sporting event. Let's do something for the community.
You can enjoy live music featuring Eastern Carolina's own Justin Edwards ahead of the watch party at 6. Kickoff for the match begins tonight at 9. Today, a groundbreaking will be held in Durham for a new affordable housing development. It's called Sandy Ridge Station. It will include 132 new units for renters making below 80% of the area median income. That groundbreaking will be at 11 this morning over on Old Oxford Road. A Wake County restaurant owner is facing embezzlement charges. Marcela Aguado de la Cruz is accused of taking nearly $179,000 in state sales tax from her 2 businesses. Court documents show at the time she owned Arepa Bar and Red Monkey. De la Cruz is expected in court on Monday. New video shows the moment a California police officer was accidentally shot by a colleague. We want to warn you that the video may be disturbing to some. You can see a Pasadena police vehicle approach 2 officers. One of them pulls out his weapon, points it at the car, apparently kidding around, and after holstering his gun, another officer accidentally fired their own firearm. A bullet hit the first officer, causing significant injuries. Pasadena's mayor calls the behavior juvenile. Legal experts say they are concerned about a lack of charges in connection with the shooting.
This kind of horseplay, where it's not only dangerous to each other, but it's dangerous to everybody, it should be held to a much higher standard than civilians. And a civilian would have been charged immediately if that had happened.
The officer who was shot, by the way, has since recovered. Several agencies are investigating what happened. A man is dead, a woman is hurt, and another man is charged with murder after shooting in Vance County. Deputies arrested 23-year-old Amari Williams. He's in jail without bond this morning. He faces first-degree murder and assault with a deadly weapon with intent to kill, inflicting serious injury charges. The shooting happened shortly before 10 yesterday morning. Investigators found 38-year-old Michael Faulkner shot to death at a home on Lindbank Estates Road in Kittrell. 26-year-old Ayanna Williams was taken to the hospital for treatment of her injuries. The UNC baseball team is preparing for its first game of the College World Series in Omaha. Tonight, they will play Ole Miss. This is the 13th time the Tar Heels have appeared at the College World Series. UNC won 50 games this year for the first time since 2013. Tonight's game starts at 6. Employee pay increase. How lawmakers in North Carolina are working to make sure state workers see more money in their pocket.
And we have two threats for today. It's a WRAL weather alert day for a heat advisory and our threat for severe storms. I'll show you how hot it will feel and the timeline for the storms coming up. .44. Once again, we have the tower lit top to bottom in red for the Carolina Hurricanes. So exciting to see that game last night. Can't wait to see what's next. Temperatures are going to be hot today. We also have a chance for storms. Those storms don't really start to pop up until maybe after 5 o'clock. We'll be watching those possibly as early as around 3, but we see a line that comes through a little later on in the evening. So it is a WRAL weather alert day for that chance of storms and for our high heat index. It could feel like 106 to 108 this afternoon before those storms develop. So today's going to be a tough day to exercise. Our temperatures this morning are already in the 70s and we'll climb to 102 for this afternoon. Over the weekend, it looks slightly better. Still going to be hot, but not quite as dangerous as this. We'll check it out coming up. Renee.
Elizabeth, thank you. North Carolina lawmakers are trying to iron out the details of a comprehensive budget plan that would usher in raises for state employees. Republicans in the House and Senate failed to adopt a comprehensive spending plan for the current fiscal year. Last month, Republican leaders announced a deal on tax breaks and employee raises. But since then, they haven't released the full details of their agreement or enacted it into law. Democratic Minority Leader Sidney Batch is now questioning whether the deal will happen at all.
We have seen no numbers, no plans, and only continued promises made that something's coming this week, next week, the week after, or maybe not at all.
Republican Senate Leader Phil Berger said Wednesday that he expects to pass a budget by the end of this month. We are all celebrating the Carolina Hurricanes' Game 5 win in the Stanley Cup Final. WRAL Sports' Chris Lee and Pat Welter caught up with the players about how they're feeling heading into the end of the series.
Good morning from Lenovo Center, where the Carolina Hurricanes now have a 3-2 lead in the Stanley Cup Final Series. I'm Chris Lee. That's Pat Welter. Pat, they played so well, got the 4-2 victory. We have to talk about how the power play was working.
The power play was working. The top line was working. They didn't make as many defensive mistakes. Oh, and the goaltending. If you had questions about Carolina going into the series, a lot of them answered. They're getting better as we go along. Brandon Bussey making his second straight start in net after a solid performance in Game 4. Freddie Anderson, a healthy stretch. Second period, tied at 1. Back-to-back power plays for Carolina. Second one's the charm. Shane Gostisbehere sets up Andrei Svechnikov, who beats a shielded Carter Hart. It's 2-1.
On to the third period, Pat. Jalen Chatfield down on the ice. Check it out. Hit with the high stick. Double minor on Mark Stone. 4 minutes into the box. Well, 3 minutes into the power play. Canes moving the puck well. Nikolai Ehlers with the sweet spin move sets up Andrei Svechnikov at the doorstep. Canes go up 4-1. The bad guys scored once again, but it didn't matter because the Canes move on with the 4-2 victory.
Big players showing up at big time, those were huge goals for us tonight. And I think if they're scoring for us, we're definitely doing things right, and we're going to have success.
Hopefully we have still another level to get to. I think I was First, I don't think it was like our best the first period. Obviously, they made nice plays there, like on their power play and stuff like that. But yeah, we can be better.
Pat, we wanted to see the Carolina Hurricanes get the power play going. They did that. We wanted to see that top line start producing. They absolutely did it in this game. But then also Brandon Bussey taking that starter's job. I think it is firmly his.
23 saves, 2 straight wins. Incredible stuff from a guy that went undrafted, was claimed by Carolina on a waiver. Absolutely unreal story, not to mention his parents here at Lenovo after flying out to Vegas last minute. They're able to make this one again. His dad, Rob, seeing his first game inside Lenovo, and what a game it was.
Yes.
Everybody heading out to Vegas now for Game 6. For Chris Lee, I'm Pat Welter. Back to you guys.
Brandon Bussey, one of the most wonderful storylines of this series. Just really incredible. Love seeing the signs that said, "In Bussey, we trust thee." All right. 2 wins in a row for the Canes in this series. Let's make it 3 wins in a row. Elizabeth Gardner in the WRAL Severe Weather Center. 2 days in a row of WRAL weather alert days because of dangerous heat.
Yes, and I really felt for people. I think it was the first game at Lenovo Center. The weather was gorgeous, temperature in the upper 70s, low humidity, and then what a reversal! My goodness, we have a heat advisory again today and a severe threat just like yesterday. The difference for today, we do have a level 2 risk for severe storms. The threats are still the same, damaging wind gusts, but we could have more of those today than we did yesterday. We take a look at our next weather maker. Here is that next front heading our way. You can see this lingering weak front sitting across our area. It's not likely to bring us anything. It's just going to sit there. But we do have this next front that's going to come in to bring us that chance of some scattered storms. Here's a look at Futurecast, and we're starting to see a bit of cloud cover at lunchtime. Might be a few isolated cells in the middle of the afternoon down south. But then once we get toward dinner time, that's when we may have a better chance of more storms popping up. Downpours, some heavy downpours with this, but again, they'll be isolated. That's the way it goes during the summer. And that level 2 risk covers almost the entire viewing area. It means that we would have maybe a slightly greater chance than we saw yesterday. At North Hills this morning, boy, it is warm and sticky. 78 with the dew point at 71. Our current temperature, 80 degrees in Garner. Ouch. It's 80 in Durham, too. 76 in Apex and in Holly Springs. And around town, look at this. 102 in Raleigh, 103 Durham, 101 in Fayetteville. So it is a dangerous day to be spending time outside. Just keep that in mind. Heat index 108 in Raleigh, 106 in South Hill, 108 in Fayetteville, 109 in Goldsboro and in Clinton. And it continues. Not quite the danger zone for tomorrow, 102, but maybe we'll end up with another heat advisory on Sunday, feeling like 108. And then we have a nice break next week, but we're still looking at some really intense heat and an increasing chance for storms again on Sunday. Coming up, we'll take a look at how much rain total we could see in the next 7 days. Renee?
Elizabeth, thank you. A new trailer and some comebacks. The new film starring Brad Pitt and the song celebrating 50 years of dancing. If you suffer from migraines, you probably know there are certain triggers like the smell of a strong perfume or drinking too much caffeine. Did you know the weather can also play a role? A headache and migraine specialist says extreme heat or extreme cold tend to be a factor for higher frequency of migraines. The second weather-related cause is the sudden change in barometric pressure. Specialists say it's important to always be prepared.
Always have your good rescue or abortive medication on you, because the earlier in a migraine phase where you take your rescue medication, the more likely you're going to prevent the migraine from occurring.
People who suffer from migraines should drink plenty of water, and that's because dehydration can also trigger migraines. A new movie trailer celebrating 50 years and a family favorite animated movie heading back to theaters. Here's David Daniel with today's Hollywood Minute.
We still do this. We've been through worse.
Brad Pitt plays a retired Special Forces officer who's stranded with his combat dog in the Alaskan wilderness in Heart of the Beast. The first trailer for the survival drama just dropped. Heart of the Beast lands in theaters September 25th. It's the 50th anniversary of ABBA's Dancing Queen. To mark the occasion, the group is re-releasing its biggest hit on both sparkly and classic black vinyl and remastered at Abbey Road Studios on August 14th.
To become human, you must choose to abandon magic.
Ponyo returns to theaters. The family favorite from Oscar winner Hayao Miyazaki about a magical goldfish who yearns to be human kicks off this year's Studio Ghibli Fest with screenings June 13th through the 17th. Locations and showtimes at fathomentertainment.com. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
Team Norway is in North Carolina training for their World Cup games. The team's base camp is set up in Greensboro, and they held their first and only public training session at UNC Greensboro Soccer Stadium this week. Hundreds of fans gathered to watch the team practice ahead of the World Cup. Norway begins its World Cup run against Iraq on Tuesday. Love the Viking hats. Saving more water, the extra effort being made by Raleigh water officials, and what that means for you. And plus, here's a live look at the WRAL studio tower lit up in red to celebrate that huge win by the Carolina Hurricanes last night in Game 5. We have the big moments from that, and the Canes are now just one win away from the Stanley Cup.